What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick'em plays for Thursday, December 26th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up from code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. 50% deposit match bonus is as good as it's going to get with that max of $1,000. Lots of people have the 50% deposit match bonus on Underdog, but most of them max out at about $100 or $250. So if you are a high roller, my promo code is the one for you. Get an extra $1,000 on your Underdog Fantasy app if you put $2,000 on it with that 50% deposit match bonus. All right, man, after yesterday, I feel like I need another bonus. They did give me a bonus earlier this week with 50% deposit match worth up to like $100. But I feel like I need more, man. We got every slip we gave out on Tuesday or every entry we gave out on Tuesday had a closing line value for Wednesday. None of those slips came home. Luckily, we did get a rebound, or we had a rescue with Luka Doncic in one of our slips, and then one of our entries, and then we also did hit one entry with Yusuf Nurkic and Dennis Schroeder. Had to wait till late at the night to actually get some money back on that 3.36x slip. But hey, I'll take it. It was worth the wait. Man, it was really frustrating in NFL on Wednesday because Steelers just didn't do anything offensively, and I thought that was bad until then. The Texans offense, well, if CJ Stroud cannot hook anybody up, we got in some deep trouble on that one. So that was a little bit rough, if you ask me. But we'll be back nose to the grindstone. We got NFL slips today, or NFL entries today, and college football entries, and also NBA entries. And then I did do a little Lotto entry, and stick around for that one at the end because it's a nice way to get a little bankroll builder on some stuff that I think is really, really high probability of hitting. But our first NFL slip is going to be the wide receiver 1 of the Seattle Seahawks. Nope, not DK Metcalf, not Tyler Lockett. It's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. If you don't think it's Jaxon Smith-Njigba, you haven't been paying attention. This dude is the number 1 wide receiver for this team. I took him higher than 73.5 receiving yards. What's really annoying is that as I was putting this slip together, it went from 71.5 to 73.5. I was playing over 71.5. 73.5 is okay, but now we got like 1 or 2 more yards. I mean, I wouldn't like get up into the 80s or anything, even though I think he has a good shot of doing it against this Bears defense. That said, man, I can't. It's frustrating when I'm trying to put it together, get a nice slip out there, good value, and the line moves as I'm trying to put it together. Great minds think alike, or idiots are going to lose with CLV again, because that's what happens to me more often than not lately. Then we're going to go with Caleb Williams of the Bears, lower than 0.5 interceptions. He hasn't thrown an interception in 9 games. He's not. There's not a lot to play for the Bears. Not a lot to play for Caleb Williams. He can keep this non-interception streak alive, though, which is impressive, no matter if you're a rookie or not. And him being a rookie, is just obviously even more impressive. So not a lot to cheer about for Caleb Williams and the Bears this season, but the fact that he's protecting the ball through the air so well is very, very intriguing. And I think he's going to keep on trying to protect it at all costs. So JSN higher than 73.5 receiving yards, and Caleb Williams higher than lower than 0.5 interceptions thrown. 3x multiplier. Starting it off with something that should be simple, should be easy. Let's hope it goes out that way. Then we're going to go NFL number 2. We're going to go Zach Charbonnet higher than 66.5 rushing yards against the Bears. Basically, you can keep on going back. The Bears have allowed the leading rusher of the opposing team to crush this number 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row, something like that. Their defense is not the defense we saw last year. Without Eberflus, the defense is not as tough. Charbonnet was a little banged up last week, but he did play, had a nice big play for the Seahawks. Higher than 66.5 rush yards, I think, is definitely in play on this short week. Pairing it with Keenan Allen, higher than 60.5 receiving yards for the Bears. Old man Keenan, guy came into camp fat with a pot belly. He is wide receiver 1 for the Bears. Not Rome Odunze, the first-round pick. Not DJ Moore, the big acquisition last year. It is Keenan Allen. He is wide receiver 1 for this Bears team. So ride the hot hand, higher than 60.5 receiving yards. He's been smashing this number. I think 3 out of 4 weeks he's gone into the 70s or more. So give me Keenan Allen higher than 60.5 receiving yards. This is a 3x multiplier. All right, let's get into the college football streets. We're going to go to Ben Sauls, higher than 1.5 field goals made. This is the Pitt kicker, higher than 1.5 field goals made in that game against Toledo. Played in a dome. Ben Sauls is one of the best kickers in the nation. They will give him a shot to kick long ones. He's kicked a 58-yarder this year. Kicking props in college in a bowl game, it could be tough, but there's some guys banged up for Pitt. There's some guys that aren't going to be playing. Their best wide receiver, Kanata Mumfield, isn't playing. Looks like Eli Holstein, their quarterback, and the running back, Reid are going to be playing as well. So there should be some offense, but there might not be the red zone target or the big play wide receiver that could steal some of these field goal opportunities. So give me Ben Sauls higher than 1.5 field goals made. Then we're going Athan Kaliakmanis, lower than 212.5 passing yards. He is the quarterback for Rutgers against Kansas State. Not a good passer, not a good passing team. He can get over this. He's done it like 4 or 5 times this year. I think it's 5 times he did it in the 12 games this team played. I don't necessarily think K-State is going to be the team to do it against. I think K-State's defense isn't exactly great, but I just think, man, the way that these guys are not explosive outside basically at all. Kyle Monangai, their running back, if he plays, then this thing is going to go way under because they're going to run so much. But yeah, I don't think the big plays are going to be there for Rutgers, and I don't think they're going to be trying to pass regardless of if Monangai is in the game or not. So Athan Kaliakmanis, lower than 212.5 passing yards. That's a 3.33x multiplier. College football number 2, we're going to go with Harold Fannin, higher than 97.5 receiving yards, best tight end in the country, tight end for Bowling Green. He's got like 1,300 yards receiving this season. He is killing it. He is going to be an absolute terror for Arkansas State to deal with. Arkansas State is absolutely one of the worst pass defenses in FBS football, and they get to go against one of the best tight ends, the best tight end in FBS football, and one of the best overall receivers in FBS. Then we're going to go with Avery Johnson, higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. He is the dual threat quarterback for Kansas State. Their top running back, DJ Giddens, opting out for the NFL draft. Avery Johnson's going to have more opportunities to carry. He's a sophomore. They don't need to worry about really protecting him that much. He's going to be holding the ball. He's going to have some opportunities to score here. Him and Dylan Edwards are both going to have opportunities to score, but I like Avery Johnson here. This is a 2.52x multiplier, pretty low number, but let's just bankroll some stuff right here and make some bank. All right, the third college football slip, Desmond Reid, higher than 77.5 rushing yards. He's the running back for Pitt. He should be playing in this game. I don't think Toledo is going to be able to deal with his size, or not his size. He's not that big, but his speed and elusiveness. Then we're with Connor Bazelak, the quarterback of Bowling Green, higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. This is a 3x multiplier, but why do I like Bazelak? 1, he's a veteran. He's been around in college football forever. And 2, he's going to Arkansas State. As I said, one of the worst passing defenses in the nation when it comes to average completion or average length of completion, yards against, conversion rates, all sorts of stuff. This team is terrible at defending the pass. So Connor Bazelak is going to have a great shot to do big things here. Let's go to the association, National Basketball Association. First slip, Jordan Poole, higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Jordan Poole is a guy that's going to want to shoot. He's this game with the Hornets versus the Wizards. I think points are going to be readily available. I think the deep ball is going to be readily available. I think Jordan Poole is going to throw up 8 to 10 3-pointers in this game, and I think that he's going to be hot and he's going to be making them. He's going to try to go shot for shot with LaMelo Ball, if I had to guess. So give me Jordan Poole higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Then we're going with Cade Cunningham, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. I mean, the dude is just rocking and rolling on the double-doubles. He's a triple threat. He can get, obviously, double-digit points every game. But assists and rebounds, he's in the conversation on the cusp of double-digit assists and rebounds every game. Like, he's a triple-double threat, legitimately. So give me Cade Cunningham, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. Second NBA entry, Grady Dick, higher than 15.5 points. The total in this game is 238.5. Grady Dick's line, his projection is always 15.5 points. It feels like, regardless of game total. I think that this needs adjusted just because of the game script, the way that the Grizzlies play and the way that the Raptors are expected to match them. Give me Grady Dick higher than 15.5 points. Then we'll go with Miles Turner, my guy, higher than 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists for those Indiana Pacers. We had him on our last NBA slip, or the last time they played, and he crushed that number. It's not an outlier at this point. They're playing the Thunder. Obviously, the Thunder are a very good team, but Miles Turner is just a guy that's hard to match up with. And again, he just needs to get the counting stats, points, rebounds, and assists. I think he's going to have an opportunity here against the Thunder at home. So that is a 3x multiplier. All right, let's get into the Lotto slip, the long shot. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. Dylan Edwards of K-State, higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. Avery Johnson of K-State, higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. Harold Fannin of Bowling Green, higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. And then we are going to keep on going with Cade Cunningham, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. They're facing the Kings, one of the worst 3-point defending teams in the NBA. This is a 16.94x multiplier or 8.47x, 2.71x flex. If you rode with me with the Doncic entry yesterday, you got a rescue when he left that game in the second quarter. I threw the rescue on here to just, make it 10 to make it a 21x. You can only risk a max of $10, but $10 into 211.70 or 0.7. I really enjoy that. And even if it doesn't go 6 out of 6, 5 out of 6, $28.20 coming back your way. So I think it's worth it throwing that on there. If you want a little bit lower entry fee slip, use that refund you got from Luka Doncic yesterday. All right. New to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code DailyDog, 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That's all I got for you today. Let's make some money.